Good evening, folks. It is time to look at another M+ walkthrough. Today we have a user. It's a 24 Algeth'ar Academy. We are on a Paladin, and it's a Fortified week with waging and quaking. First off, we're just gonna head off and get a buff here. I'm choosing haste, even though I have like almost 40% haste at this point, but the extra haste is like really nice to build your sentinel and in general just for your rotation. I cannot get enough of that, so need more of that stuff. Here we're gonna head off to the platform. Gonna do basically the whole platform. In the first section we're gonna pull everything, but not the last 3 scatterflies over in the corner there. Here we're just gonna wait. We're gonna pop a potion to get some easy aggro, and when they're really close we're gonna bill in a second here. There we go. And then our aggro should be pretty good. And here we're just gonna cycle through CDs, overlapping tier first, and when that's about to run out we're gonna send Ardent Defender, and just keep on doing that. Here it's not the cleanest one. We're getting a Thunder debuff going off there, but luckily I have bubbles. I'm just gonna send it. I should be popping Ardent Defender any second here. I'm like playing a bit with my HP, trying to play Death Knight and hold out because that bubble was a bit early. Now we can go into Guardian. We did use the proc with Ardent Defender, so we're kind of chilling. And then we have Sentinel up once again. In a second you will see it will not go the best because I'm like trying a new route here. Usually I'm tanking this platform without any trouble. But I was like trying to heal people because we were getting the extra scatterflies and people are dropping quite low. And then I kind of forgot my HP for a second. I think I'm dying now, yeah. You see I have Cheer Up, I have Lay on Hands, I have Potion. I shouldn't have been dead there. But that's the reason why I want to showcase this one specific, M+1, because even though fuck-ups like this can happen, you usually still have good timing keys, even at this key level, to time them. So, like, keep going. When there's small fuck-ups, you have a lot of time, and that's what we did here. And later on there'll be more fuck-ups. But we play pretty clean, we pump our damage and we pull good, so we make it anyway. Here I'm dropping a bit low, but we are progging our Defender and using Tyr, and then in a second here I'm gonna kite a bit here, we're gonna pop Sentinel, pop a Bell, and then we're chilling hard. Now it's just about clearing the stress up again. That's much gonna happen here, to be honest. The big numbers are gone. In general, when you're tanking these packs, you kind of need to have some CDs, because the lashes are immune to hard CC and slow in consecration, so you're like kind of forced to face tank them. You can use your horse and like one quite a far distance to like survive. Like here you can see I'm dropping quite low, so I'm gonna kite a bit. I'm gonna use horse here to get away from them, as I talked about. And then I'm gonna hold my ground here in a second. I'm gonna have a Vok ready, and then I'm gonna pop Ardent Defender pretty quickly. Probably. Okay, we're playing with fire, but they're almost dead, so it's okay. When it comes to a combat, it's actually kinda good. We do not have when it comes to the healer, we would definitely have had a dragon instead, because there's some places where when everything just enrages, especially later on at Veximus, it's really spicy with battle axes and casts going off, and we only really have the druid to disenrage, so yeah. But it's good. Our damage comp is really good. We have the DH buffing, the priest and the boomy, and then we have the verse buffs from the boomy and the priest HP buff to everyone. And the shaman in general, really underrated healer right now. Not the best on this week, of course. Dragging is Biz, as I talked about in my weekly trash can video. But you can make other stuff work if you just ready to kite as a tank and ready to use hard CC as a team when stuff drops to the 30% range. Yeah. Now we're just tanking the Ancient here. I did pop my Sentinel a few seconds ago, as you saw. It is way too early. Just trying some spicy stuff here. What you ideally want to do is like pop a little defensive, and then when you come to this phase, like right now you pop your Sentinel, and then you send off your bell, and you should be able to have either on this one or the next one you'll have a potion. Drop that too. If you're using the shocking disclosure as I am, you're gonna get some huge value from your potion here. You see me struggling a bit because I didn't have Sentinel there. Here it's gonna be a bit messy because quaking is kind of a bitch on this boss this week, but we don't die, we just spread out. And again here we still have Guardian, we still have Bubble, so we are ready for another session of these small ad spawning. What I usually like to do is ideally don't really want to like cleanse myself with the stacks, because you kind of have to be prepared for the damage you're gonna take. Like you can die in one global sometimes when the boss is swinging and all the small ones are also swinging at you. But on Fortified you can chill a bit more and you can definitely do it yourself. But I usually tell my healer to like cleanse me at 30 stacks, and then I'm chilling. Then I'm just gonna make sure to overlap my Sentinel in the active phase here with Guardian or Bubble, ideally. But the damage is not enough at this point, so I'm still holding on to Guardian and Bubble, chilling kind of hard. And so one cool week you will probably see me spending or be more aggressive with the Bubble and my Guardian. But yeah, we're gonna finish off the boss here. Just go pure single targets when it's around 15%. No reason to kill off that here. It's just a waste of time and DPS. So we got through the phase, first phase. It is not like the time we have now. You can see it's like 2 minutes late of my fastest one. It's pretty bad, but yeah, we're gonna try anyway and see what we can do. If you do it clean, like the platform, you will be able to get to the bird boss like around when your lost is about to get up, so you like can lost it on pull. Because if you lost before 11 minutes and 20 seconds on the bird boss, you'll be able to get 2 more lusts in this dungeon, and that is like the ideal scenario to mid-max. But we did it with 2 lusts. We will send a lust on the bird, but because we are not gonna be there at a good time, we should have sent it in the burn phase, since there's no point in sending it on pull unless like the DPSs have all the CDs ready. Then you don't hold it, then you just send it to get the most value. And then we're gonna get a lust later on a big pack. Here you can see we are tanking probably the hardest mob in the whole dungeon, this Guardian Sentry. It is extremely disgusting. Like ideally you would rather tank the whole platform than tanking this single mini boss, because you just have to use so much. Like you see me bubbling, cycling CDs, everything, and here I'm just kiting it in because I don't want to use another CD on this fuck. Like it's disgusting. It hurts so much, and it just feels like a waste spending CDs back to back on the hits it does. But yeah, luckily we get off with a Sentinel and our Guardian in the back, and then we're gonna go here and start pumping the birds. Here I'm gonna send my potion again, and it's still the damage potion I'm using here when we have quite a lot of targets. And from this point we're gonna start saving our potions, because we don't have a rogue, and in this route we are skipping both the small bridge and the big bridge, because it's like the small bridge is really efficient, like the percent you get from the count here, and the same with the big bridge. Like the small one is like 4.5 count, and the big one is like 7.5% count or something. It's not a lot compared to how brutal those pulls can be, especially with waging. Yeah, and here we're just gonna clean out the birds, nothing special. Just make sure in your rotation in general to like throw your shield up in the air and your bell and stuff like that. Then you can get some pretty good aggro, and people can start pumping. That's also one of the good changes Blizzard actually made. Instead of them skydiving, you can get them in there. It helps a lot with the aggro. And you see a loss coming up here. Like in 20 seconds is like the latest point we want to send it. So like we are close to being able to get a fourth lost, but just shy of like a minute or something. Yeah, we're keeping it up and sending these 2 birds home.
Range 5.
And in this, I think in this route I changed, because I usually don't pull the 3 birds you saw on the first platform. And what we're gonna do different is, you'll see it in the last area. It's gonna be quite a big pull, which is not too scary. But you have to manage your cooldown quite well there to survive it. But you'll see when we get to it. Otherwise, I want to mention that if you go check Wowhead at the moment, you're gonna see some sweet changes to Paladin. They just got a buff. It's like 30% on Hammer of Wrath, which is really good for a single target, coming like tomorrow with the reset. And then they buffed a certain holy power ability with another 20%, like in the most right row on the class tree, which is kinda good for AoE damage. And then it also buffed like Hammer of the Righteous or something with 20%, which is like nothing, doesn't really matter. But the Hammer of Wrath buff is kinda huge, especially leading up to a Tyrannical week. And the other one is kinda okay for AoE. I don't know how much it is, but it's definitely a AoE buff, solid one. Here I'm just gonna pop my Black Inky to be able to see the swirlies that will come in a second earlier. And you also see me using some dust from my bag. It's an item from Draenor. I think you have to be an enchanter to make it. Just got a sip here, but yeah, I think you have to be an enchanter to make it, and it makes this bird look through, which is really nice for the visibility on this boss. Much easier to see the tornadoes and see the swirlies and stuff like that, in combination with the Black Inky or Chilling Heart. This boss, if you have a hard time tanking it, what you kind of want to do is try as much as possible to save. Like try to have a CD for every Savage pack that comes, and just use it wide when it comes, because then it's gonna benefit you through the whole duration of the bleeds that's gonna be on you. What you can also do is, you saw me during the last hit, I taunt and then I pop and I remove pop quick again. That completely removes the attack and you don't get any bleed, which is kind of huge. If you don't need the bob, I would highly recommend putting it on another player, since it removes all the stacks of the big AoE discreech. Otherwise, we're just gonna try to tank as much as possible with our Sentinel here. You can tank 3 to 4 turns with it. It's really, really strong. And just make sure to clear people and let people. I always let people do the balls, because we have a Paladin. We don't like to move. Oh, we lost a little DH there. Getting him up again. But yeah, we have a Paladin. We don't really want to move too much. Want to stay in a consecration. You see, it's getting a little spicy here. But I do have Ardent Defender ready, and I do have Guardian and Bubble ready, so no worries here. Gonna build up to Sentinel. I'm probably gonna hold it here actually, because we are so close to DH dying again. So right now we have 2 deaths on the bird boss, which is a big damage loss in the end, and we wiped on the first pull of the dungeon, and it's still gonna be doable. Yeah, you're gonna see. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna try to be a little greedy. I don't want to use any more on this. I'm ready to use lay on hands if I have to, but otherwise I want to keep my base stuff like Sentinel, Bubble, and my Bell for the next pull here. We're just gonna head off to the next platform. I'm gonna take a break over here since we're gonna have to wait for the DH and the Shaman. This pull we're about to head into is it's not scary, but it does hurt quite a bit actually, with all these small snakes, lizards, birds, whatever you want to call them. But we're gonna pop Sentinel quite quick here to like get some defensives. Gonna send our Bell to get the aggro. Then I'm gonna hutch the battle axe. You can stun the cast, which is really huge. Doesn't go through, so that's big. Like you could take it as a defensive actually to stun that. Using aggro for a second there, Tony get back quickly. Take it as a defensive to stop the battle axe because it's so much damage you're not taking. If you have enough defensives running and you wanna build for aggro or something, do that. Or wanna save it for another hit. Like for example for the Scepter's AoE, that's a solid thing to stop too. Here I'm gonna let it go through. And then we're gonna chain the next small guys here. It's gonna get a little spicy. I'm on half HP, but I do have Ardent Defender. I'm gonna pop it here, get my aggro. Here I get Holy Locked. It's the probably the first time that had happened to me. I think I fat fingered my Flash of Lights, and yeah, shit happens. But we're gonna finish up the pull. I could have pulled the small snakes a bit quicker here, but it's all good. It makes the pull a little less spicy for all of the other guys. And ideally you wanna try to be in a position with the snakes and like hold them there, like pretty close to the pillars where I'm now, so your healer can go and LOS. It's really huge, then you don't take the big chunk of damage from the big guy. And here we're gonna invis-pot the first bridge. And we are ready with a Sentinel and a Bell, which we hold, so we're ready for this pull. Here we're just gonna get all of the stuff for a Bell on one pack, Taunt and a Hammer on one of these. Then you're just gonna send the Bell, and in the end I'm gonna throw another Hammer and get the two last in. And again here, you wanna be in a spot close to one of the two entrance, cannot speak. Like one of the two ways you get in to give a spot for one of your range to LS the big hit and keep baiting it. This is an ideal spot. And you're just gonna pump. And then like with the timing, you're pulling like you have 3 pulls here and a boss, so you're gonna have the invis pot back again for going out of bridge. But back to cooldown management, everything is waging here, so we're popping Ardent Defender just to be safe. It's one of our best CDs actually, because it's basically 1 minute and it's so safe to use because you know you cannot die when you have Ardent Defender. So you just pop it even though if you don't have much else running, and then you're kind of chilling because if it procs, you're ready with a quick rock, which is your healing, and then yeah, then you can pop another defensive for Bubble even after that. But I'm saving Bubble for this scenario because when this pull starts to wage, which we don't have the Evoker for, it's I need to kick a lot of bolts to make sure my DPS team doesn't die, and my healer for that sake. And I also need to take care of the battle axes because they're gonna hurt a lot. So save your E stuns for when this is about to get low, because it will hurt a lot. Gonna blind one of the cast here, parry one of the other battle axes, sacking my healer. Then we're gonna bubble in a second here. They're throwing darkness too, which is huge. And now we're just gonna try to kick as many bolts as possible. Try to get the resets on shields. using our kick and our stops. And we good. I'm just gonna head on to the next pack. And this pack I usually like. I always, if it's possible, I want to have a DPS or somebody handle the scepter, especially the kick, because then as a paladin I can like take a lot more of the bones from the mana fiends. If they're new, you don't have to kick them really as a paladin because you have so much damage reduction against it. But if you're not a tank, you probably just want to kick as many casts as possible, no matter which target they choose to cast on, since you probably take a lot more damage than a paladin. Yeah, finishing it off here. I cannot even remember where I choose to tank it. Usually I like to tank the boss at the entrance, and then like let it shoot its tank mechanic right down the middle of the whole platform, so that like give me the option to soak almost all the orbs, and then the DPS and the healer can chill on the sides. I think I try something a little different here. It's almost what I usually do, but like I just stand on the side, so like this half of the platform is mine, and the other half is the healers and the DPSs. Yeah, I don't get to soak too much because people like to soak, but ideally, yeah, I fucked up a little bit. I thought I soaked it for some reason. I didn't, so we did lose another player here, but luckily we still have a Wes. Gonna take it after this one probably. Yeah, quickly getting the tank mechanic to the side and popping my defender so he doesn't die. But yeah, as a tank you can soak like a tremendous amount of these orbs. 6, 7, 8 stacks. You can go to quite a high number. So ideally you should just be soaking them in like in the position I talked about, like through the platform. But it can confuse some people, like they don't feel like they have the space, and if that happens you might just want to do a side view here, or just tank it in a more general way where you have it in the middle of the platform. Then people know what's going on, don't confuse them too much if you're not uncomfortable with them. Here again we have a sentinel warning. It's gonna be should be a big hit. We did have some reduction warning, so it didn't deal too much damage. Just gonna move it to a no spot here, since all that spots is kind of clogged. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep killing this boss. It's not I know a lot of guys find this boss kind of spicy, but if you do have some healing, some solid defensive usage, it's not the worst. Just try to not run too far away from the healer and just take the paladin, because I will try to off-heal other players in general if they're dropping too low, or sacking for that sake. Healing the druid a little bit. And so Chronicle, definitely this is it is a solid target to Bloodlust, but since we're on Fortified and we have a massive pull after this, it's preferably to save it. Here we have a lot of CDs, we still have Guardian, we still have Tuna, we still have Bubble, and it is on purpose. We could have popped more to be more safe throughout the fight, but because we have such a big pull coming, I'm gonna save it. But here we're gonna use Tuna in the end to take the hit. We don't wanna die. There's no reason. We could actually have just died there and then released, and yeah, probably didn't have lost much time. It might even have been worth it actually, like lose 5 seconds to keep a potion, which deals quite a lot of damage on the next pack here. Next pack is gonna contain, it's 7 Echo Knights, 2 casters, and one of the shield guys. So we should be seeing some big numbers here from our DPS gang. We do not have too much ready. The priest is ready to pump. He has BI. The D8 is he'd still have a minute, as you can see on his meta, and the dude's still making CD also. Here I'm just gonna throw 2 hammers on the 2 in the back. Then I'm gonna pop Sentinel on the way up, because the auto attacks do hit from these guys. Popping Lust here. And you want to try to throw as many missiles, many shields as possible on the invokers. It's the arcane missiles that's going. You want to kick because they are brutal. They're brutal on you, but they're also brutal on your DPS. It deals a lot of damage. And here we're just gonna start a AoE stop rotation. Do it as best as we can, since this is not comms. Then we're gonna kite to the stairs here. Gonna pop Guardian. Now I'm running low on fuel, but I still have my pot ready and I still have bubble ready. Here I'm just gonna walk in all of it. I'm gonna bubble like a little out of it and walk into it, so I don't just get one shot. And then tank it on the stairs. If you do tank it on the stairs, the medium players can stand like at the bottom or like underneath the mobs, and they won't get hit by the whirlwind. It's a pretty good strat. Here we're gonna pull 2 more invokers, and gonna not pull ideally the patrol here. We have used a lot of our defensive here, so this is spicy. We're gonna start off with our Ardent Defender. Boomy's gonna throw a beam, which helps a lot with the invokers, and then we're just gonna try to be ready to kick as many missiles again as possible. But we're gonna hammer this one. We got a Chaos Nova, which is huge. Now we have a little bit of Sentinel running. We don't have much to go off, so but I'm ready with my pot. I'm ready with Lay on Hands. We are gonna kite it a little bit, so not get melee too much. But like the stops in general is pretty good here, so we're actually holding our Lay on Hands. We're progging our Guardian there. Surviving for a little bit more. Still have a pot. Kiting a bit out here. Shield is about to go down, but the pump is good, so yeah, the DH pop stuff and the root did too. Easily through. We have 4 minutes and like 35 seconds left for the last boss here. And you only need like 3 minutes ish, maybe 3:30 for this boss because people just popped. But
Range 5.
yeah, it is basically timed at this point. The biggest thing we could wipe to is like a bad overlap with people laying the puddle and getting sucked in, or what usually happens, somebody dies to the frontal. If you don't have movement ready and you're standing way too far from the boss, it's no good. You'll probably not survive. But yeah, just trying to hold the boss in a corner here. And hopefully the DPS and healer will drop the puddles on one side, and then we're just gonna move with the clock around the room here and get back to the entrance once again. Here with CDs, you don't really need defensive on this boss. Just try to pump as much as you can, get those hammers out. Use a Vok ideally just when it's ready. You can see I just use it there, but like just to reduce my sentinel, because we want to get into the sentinel as quick as possible again. Get those hammer waves going, and pump the single target. You can use your defensives for when you get the bomb. That's an ideal choice. If you feel like you're taking a lot of damage for some reason, pop it to feel safe. But usually try to save one at least if you're gonna get targeted by a bomb, or if you're about to lay a puddle. As you can see, I have 2 stacks, so if I get another bomb here, I'm ready with either Ardent Defender, Guardian, or Bubble for that sake. So we are quite safe here. But yeah, we're just gonna finish the boss up here. Do this pumping. 44%. Still 2.5 minutes left, so we're chilling. Here we're gonna get the bomb as I talked about. So we're gonna get into a corner, place it, pop Ardent Defender, get out again. Here's a little spicy because we're gonna get sucked, lay a puddle, and get a frontal. So it's one of some of those overlaps can be really scary, but as soon as you're ready for them, you can handle them. Yeah, that's what's happening here. Just gonna be careful not to get hit by too many orbs. I keep getting the bomb, which is kinda nice actually, because I don't take any damage from it, and I'm just gonna stand still with it to make sure I don't overlap anybody. Not a frontal going out here. And you can see on our overall is probably gonna be around 75k after this boss ish. Could have been
Run.
Probably about 80k if we didn't die on the first platform and had the unnecessary deaths throughout the dungeon. But otherwise, we time it with like 1 minute and 20 seconds left.
Range 5.
Even though we wiped on the first boss, we had lost DPS 2 times on third boss. We also lost on Veximus, and I think there was a death auto yeah, there was another death throughout the one. But yeah, that was the one. I hope you enjoyed. It is one of my favorite dungeons because of the pulls you can do. If you don't feel safe, like pulling the whole platform in the beginning, which a lot of DPSers, let's be honest, they do like it, just split it up, and as you get used to it with like managing your defensive, try to get more into it, because you can definitely do it. But yeah, otherwise, if you have any questions, you are welcome to ask them in the chats. I might be able to give you some solid feedback. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.